Hello and welcome to the Join Our Journey podcast. I'm Louis Holbrook, and this week we've been looking at the Bucks fixtures here at the sports park at the USW campus. Opening up this weekend's podcast is one of our own second years.
This is Joe Smith reporting on the University of South Wales men's first versus Swansea University first football men's. USW claimed all 3 points at the sports park on Wednesday despite second half comeback from Swansea. First half goals came from Reece Hudson and Freddie Stevens, which gave the hosts a comfortable advantage going into the second half. However, a brace from Joe Pelosi squared the game up with 20 minutes remaining. USW's Adam Kaplan put the hosts back ahead with a technical strike, and Hudson netted his second soon after to seal the 3 points. USW centre-back Morgan Hughes picked up an RC injury early in the first half and was walked down the tunnel by the medical staff at the sports park. Winning 2 games out of their first 4, it's an important win for new boss Andy Whittington and his team as they continue to battle the relegation zone.
This is Jared Parry. I have just watched USW first pick up a victory over Swansea 4-2. Joined now with the manager Andrew Whittington. How would you sum up your team's performance?
Good overall. I think always things that we can do better. I think some moments during the game we probably went away from what we were doing well, and which led Swansea coming back into the game at times. But yeah, positive result in terms of the outcome, scoring 4 goals again, but disappointed in sort of the way we've conceded the goals and allowed them chances and opportunities to get back in the game.
Obviously you bounced back from a defeat last week to Bath away, so you look at then, you've got another away trip next week to Exeter. How do you feel? Do you think the boys will be full of confidence after this victory today? Yeah,
I hope so. I think the opportunities and the teams we sort of identified within the division is the times we've played against. We'll do our preparation and we'll be in training Friday, Monday before our game next Wednesday. So hopefully the last sort of 3 weeks really, Bath, East London and today's game will give us some confidence.
Brilliant. Andrew, thank you very much for your time, mate.
No worries. Thank you, boys.
Not only did we cover sports this Wednesday, we also caught up with some of our first years to see how they're finding the course so far. Here's Sam Hancock talking to Leah Bauer.
So during your short time on the course so far, what have you enjoyed doing most?
I've enjoyed actually learning how to write the match reports, even though we've not actually done proper ones so far, even just in the lectures and everything, learning how to do it properly. And when we've been live tweeting as well, just actually following a match, knowing what you need to write down, knowing what's important, and just sort of converting what you're watching into something that people need to read.
What sort of things are you looking forward to as you get further along?
Looking forward to watching different types of sport, because I'm mainly into the football and probably more the rugby, so it's interesting being able to watch netball, lacrosse, hockey, just sport that you wouldn't necessarily think to cover, but it just sort of broadens your horizons as well.
And if someone was thinking of coming, what would you say to sort of let them know why you should come here?
I was initially quite worried because I hadn't written anything before. I'd only ever talked about it, talked about sport only to people who could be interested. So I think don't let the fact that you've not written anything put you off, but just the fact that just if you enjoy sport, just go for it, and it's a great thing to talk about and to learn about.
I'm Ed Morgan reporting on the netball game between the USW seconds and USW fourths. A very fast start from the seconds made it difficult for the fourths to get into the game at all, as their fast-paced attacking was too much to deal with, and the first quarter ended 19 points to 1. It was more of the same throughout the rest of the game, as Maddie Nye and Kira Aitken of the seconds, the goal shooter and goal attack, couldn't be contained. The fourth struggled to create anything really, and with the chance they did create, they failed to convert into points on most occasions. The fourth goal shooter, Laura Houston, scored all of her team's 4 points, which was an improvement on the last game, where they failed to score a single point against Cardiff Medics. Having lost all the first 3 games, they will look to bounce back next week against USW thirds, who have also lost all the games, so it should be a tough game. The final score was 84-4 to the USW seconds.
Some of the first years have been put on camera duty this week, taking pictures for our website Expo Sport that is contributed to by our very own students here at USW. We spoke to Andy Pearsall, one of the lecturers here at the university, to run us through what he's got running for the course. Here's Lewis Sharp.
So, Andy, we're here at the sport park today where first and second years have been taking images at sporting events. What have you been teaching the first and second years in terms of like taking pictures and stuff?
Well, this is our first time at the park with the first and the second years, myself and Becky Matthews. And we teach the students all about photographic skills. Today we brought up the big guns, the big lenses, the 300mm, the 270 to 200, and it gives the students a chance to get close to the action. So they're learning how to shoot tight, low, interesting action shots. They're learning about the camera functions, how to use aperture, shutter speed, how to work around an event such as a football match or lacrosse or netball. They've got to think about the different lighting situations. It could be about the weather. There's all sorts of things they've got to sort of think about whilst they're taking those photographs to get the shot which you want to go with the match report.
And how do you think they got on today?
Well, I've already said it to one of the students. I've seen a cracking shot. I mean, we've worked closely with them, myself and Becky, on the pitch side. Third years have been getting involved as well. They've been sort of encouraging the students to do more. And we've got a great set of images, I think, coming out of it. And it's only the first session. Next week, hopefully, we're going up to Cardiff City to go and take some pictures, and I think we're going to get even more. So year on year, the quality of the work the students are producing is getting better and better.
As eventful as some of the results were for USW this week, the USW women's hockey ones held the game at a 0-0 draw, despite the match being a tough battle throughout. Here's Ed Morgan with the results.
It was a cagey affair with both teams having chances in the first half, but the majority of the play was dominated by the visitors, who had many chances, but with smart defending from the home team kept it 0-0 at half time. In the second half, it was a much better performance from the hosts, who dominated the play and looked to break through the lines of the away team, but were unfortunate not to after a save from the goalkeeper made sure that it was a final score of 0-0.
An unfortunate result this week for the USW men's threes in football, as they lost 1-0 to Cardiff Medic threes. It was certainly a game of high tensions.
Mackenzie Thomas, USW men's football thirds versus Cardiff Medics football thirds. Clear-cut chance to be a premium early on, as neither side gained the real foothold in the game. The visitors, in fact, had the best chance midway through the first half, as Ojo Asamoah found space on the right-hand side. After he cut inside past several USW defenders, he fired an effort narrowly over the crossbar, as both sides went to the break level pegging. In the second half, the Medics took an early lead in the 63rd minute as Dexter Collins headed home after a dangerous corner. With just 8 minutes remaining, the Medics found a second goal, this time from Asamoah, who rounded the keeper well before firing into the empty net. However, his effort was ruled off for offside by referee Ashley Lloyd. Despite several USW attacks late on in the second half, it wasn't to be of the home side, as they fell to a narrow 1-0 defeat at the USW Sport Park.
It wasn't all woes this week for USW football, however, as the women's ones came away with a 4-1 victory over Essex Firsts. Here's James Morris with the match report.
In the 8th minute, Luca Caparini's goal was a short corner which was whipped in through everyone to break the deadlock to make it 1-0. The keeper could have done better, as the presence from the corner wasn't a threat. 19 minutes in, Meg Saunders missed a penalty. However, she scored the rebound, making up for her earlier mistake. 30 minutes in, Tate Trivet missed a one-on-one chance to extend the lead, as it still remained 2-0. 65 minutes into the second half, Tate goes on a one-on-one and makes up for her earlier mistake, as the hosts go 3-0 up against Essex. 75 minutes in, Olivia Townsend's screamer. Olivia Townsend's found a bit of space down the left-hand side, cutting on her right foot and tries an effort from 35 yards, which arrowed into the top corner to make it 4-0 to University of South Wales. However, they couldn't hold on to a clean sheet and unfortunately conceded later on in the match. On the 81st minute, Every Cretan got a consolation late on goal as she calmly slotted her one-on-one goal into the back of the net to end the afternoon 4-1 to University of South Wales women.
Well, that's all for this week. We hope you enjoyed listening to some of our students taking their own spin on match reports for this week's matches. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to tune in next week. And if this isn't enough sport for you, check out our website with some of the students' reports from this Wednesday's games at exposport.co.uk. I'm Louis Holbrook, and this has been the Join Our Journey podcast.